Hey guys, it's KnightStreak here, and I'm just making a Robocraft video just to help everybody out who doesn't exactly know, the basics of how to make a ground vehicle that's gonna stand up to people's vehicles. There's a lot of, I like to call them twinks, because I played WoW a lot back in the day, but just kind of to stand up to anything, that's kind of bogus, to be honest. And since it's going to be for newer players, I'm just going to use white blocks and some lower level blocks that you're probably going to have. So what I like to do is I like to start off with the very first block is going to be the seat block. And now the front block doesn't matter. It kind of does because it protects the base block. But what I do is I like to take blocks and surround my base block. Now if this block is destroyed, no matter what, you could have 99% of your car left, but if they just snipe that block, you're gone. So I like to, keep it covered. And if it's gone, then I can play a little bit more defensively. But right now we're gonna make a little spine, which is pretty much gonna be the chassis of our vehicle. Let's throw some wheels on here. Now there's a little tip that I like to have. A lot of people, I guess, don't know, or maybe just don't understand. But if you take steering wheels instead of power wheels, they do the exact same thing. But if they blow off your steering wheels when you have both sets, you cannot steer with the power wheels at all. So I like to use steering wheels all around. They do the same exact thing as power wheels. Just you can steer with them as well. So now my next tip is going to definitely 100% be cover your wheels. Now, if you've played any amount of matches of this game, you know that a lot of people cover their wheels. Like, there's no reason not to. If they blow off your wheels, you are dead in the water. You're not going to be able to move. You're not going to be able to do any damage. Well, you can do damage to people who drive past you if they drive past you. But they're going to see that you can't move, and they're going to take advantage of that. So what I like to do is I like to make a little box just completely surrounding my wheel frame. And then once that's done, I like to come up from the back and just completely surround the wheels. Alright, I thought I threw a block over there, but I didn't. That's cool. It's cool. And now, building vehicles doesn't actually take nearly as long as people think. I'm gotten pretty quick at it, if I'm not talking or anything. Shift is to go down, space is to go up. If you want to select a certain block, you can middle click or even hit F on your keyboard, and that'll select that block for you. But, okay, this is too big. Okay. And I like to keep my vehicles as symmetrical as possible. But you see, this is a nice bumper, but people are still going to see your wheels. So what I like to do again is, just put up another layer, and this is going to depend completely on how much CPU you have. If you look where the mouse is, right when I unpause it, it's going to say CPU right next to your level. And that's going to depend on how many blocks, how many wheels, how many guns, all that, how much all that you could have. So, I'm level 23, I got a decent amount, and every single one of these base blocks, no matter what type it is, as far as I'm concerned, I'm already in tier 5, nothing fancy, but if you're, if you're that, what's the word? If you're that worried about it, just put 2 sets of wheels, just keep playing the game, just play, it's very quick matches. Very, very fun, if you ask me. So there's no real problem getting levels or extra CPU there. It'll suck if you have a plan in your head and you just can't do it right away. But trust me, it's kind of ridiculous that people, I don't know, they don't like that. Well, if you're higher level, you're gonna have better stuff. It's not, it's progression. It's how games work, so. And then we'll cover this up. I don't know, I might leave this in, I might cut it out, depends on the thing. Or I might even put a time that you can skip to, just so you don't gotta watch me do all this stuff. But now we have our basic frame. Oh. Now that we have our basic frame, we have our wheels covered, we have everything covered. I am pretty sure this is gonna move. And this is another one of my tips. Started off with my pillar, so I gotta take that off. But this is another one of my tips. Test your vehicles. I cannot express this enough. Test your vehicle. I mean, it might be a little early for me to be testing this, but I just want to make sure it'll move. You know, I want to make sure it can get places without flipping over every 5 seconds. And that's very important for, you know, getting into battles and doing well in battles. And we have a black screen, and okay, this is my vehicle. And it's a little floaty. I mean, I'm letting go right here, and it, you know, keeps kind of turning. But that's another cool thing about this game, is you gotta have control. So that's what I wanted to know. I want to know if it drives, and it does drive. So like I said, test, test, test. I mean, it's one of the biggest things about this game, and it's how I figured out a lot of these tips. So beginners are gonna have, for guns at least, front-mounted SMGs and top-mounted SMGs. They pretty much, let's see, no, they do not do the same. Okay. That must have been on here level 1. Okay, so they do the exact same thing, and I don't have any of these, so, and I think they're free. Let's see, tier 1, top-mount SMG. They're not free, but I'd buy, like, I don't know. I will never use that many at all, ever. So I'll take one of those, and as you see, like, they need a good 3x3 area around them to activate, you know, according to plan. So what I like to do with the weapons, first of all, is you like to, well, there's a faster way to do all, oh no, there's a faster way to do all this. And if you raise your layers just like this, and, you know, put a supporting couple blocks. But if you make layers like this, it's especially with, well, this is like 100% for the top mounted SMG's tips, but as long as you have a raised platform, these ones will not shoot these ones, and that'll do less damage for you. So this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is 6. This is a legitimate, the best amount, the most effective amount of weapons you can have on your vehicle. A lot of people will make, you know, cars with like 20 guns on it or something ridiculous like that, and that is just not necessary whatsoever. More support blocks. Now I'm going a little fancy with this. You know, you're not going to have nearly as many CPUs if you're just starting out. I don't know. I just like to make my cars look a little fancy. My robots, my bad. My robots. And, see, now I made this extra layer. You're like, oh, KnightStreak, you already have 6. Well, some people shoot your guns off. And I like to have not 4 extra, but I mean, it just kind of works with this design. Maybe I can put 2 extra. You know, but this design is actually a really cool design. I don't plan anything out before I make it. I just kind of make it, and a lot of the time it comes out really, really cool. Now, personally, I don't make any kind of vehicle without, my bad, wrong button. I don't make any kind of vehicle without a radar dish or a alignment rectifier, which I just call a flipper. So let's buy one of each of those. Can't ever hurt to have extras. And let's get one of those. So alignment rectifier, I like to put these on my chassis right under here, just so that no matter what, I can always do that. And even if you stand still for a couple seconds, you can use that and jump. I don't really know if it's effective or anything, but it is pretty funny to, you know, just jump around, you know. I mean, silly. I'm trying to fit it in here. Oh no, I'm just breaking everything. Alright. Maybe we could put it right there. Okay. I always have this in the back just because I'm always facing forward, as you see. I mean, my guns... You can put your guns all the way around, but this is the most effective way. You want to layer your guns so they will not shoot each other, like I said earlier. And you never want to do this, alright? Say, oh man, I want some more weapons. Maybe I should, you know, make this. Let's say I did that on both sides because I don't want to waste any more of your guys' time. But let's say, oh man, I need some more weapons. Let's make a gun arm. No. This will ruin you. Because if they shoot that off, they're like, oh man, look at that guy. He thinks he's, you know, so smart, he's going to put limbs. No, if they shoot a block that connects that to your vehicle, all of that's gone. All of it. And it's really just not worth it whatsoever. And another tip I have, if you have the CPUs for it, it's definitely worth it. I'm running out of white, so I'm going to go brown. So sorry about that, guys. I like to make my armor everywhere too thick. Just too thick. Not TOO thick, but, you know, TO. No, that's not even the right one. TWO. TWO thick, and I'm not going to do that for the whole thing just because that would, you know, you guys would immediately not watch the video. So another tip is you want to use these. Now these are very, very light, and I mean they just add that much more coolness to your car. They're a little bit harder to hit dead on than the massive cubes. And I mean that was kind of a poor thing because I didn't put this block over there, but I mean you can make the whole thing look pretty darn cool. Let's see if I'm forgetting anything here. Now, the reason you want 6 weapons is because only 6, if you're using like a bigger cannon, will shoot at a time, or it won't increase your firing rate to have more than that. But like I said, if people shoot off your guns, it's really gonna suck. So I like to have a lot of guns because it freaks me out personally when I see a car that has just a shit ton of guns and they're coming right at you and you're like, oh man, what do I shoot first? What do I shoot first? And then by the time you even decide to shoot anything, you know, they already took off 1 or 2 of your guns, which leaves you at that much more of a disadvantage. But I don't think I have anything else. Most offensive block, extra wheels do not hurt. I think I might have already said that, but they will save your life in some games. Not all games. And if you don't have the CPU for it, it's not 100% necessary. But you definitely want to have 2 thick armor around, and you don't need anything this size. I don't know, I just like to have something kind of chunky. Now, if you guys like the video, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe. You know, this was just a basics tips, kind of hints for the newer players. I mean, some older players might be able to learn a thing or two about this, but you know, if you liked the video, if I helped you out at all, be sure to leave a like, maybe subscribe. If I forgot anything, or if you have a tip that, you know, you think might help anybody else out, be sure to leave that in the comment section below. That even if it, you know, if it helps somebody else out, that's really, really cool. And I don't see the point in keeping everything to yourself. So if you could just help anybody out, if you have anything I forgot, leave it in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see anything else. I mean, feel free to comment if you want me to make a battle tips, like during combat. I have a lot of checklists that I go through in battle as well as while making my vehicle. But yeah, this is it for making the vehicle. If you want to see me make a flying vehicle, you can comment that below. If you want to see me do some battles, that you can comment that below. If you wanted to ask how my day was, hell, comment that below. Well, that was alright, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.